Thank you, Madam Chair. Appreciate it. Uh, First of all, I want to wish our good friend, our former colleague here on the Energy and Commerce Committee, and now United States Senator Ben Ray Lujan, a speedy and full recovery. So, Madam Chair, as the co-chair of the Bipartisan Rare Disease Caucus, I believe FDA can do better to facilitate the development of rare disease therapies through better coordination and fewer bureaucratic hurdles. That's why I was interested to read in the FDA's joint testimony about ideas to build on the rare disease programs in the PDUFA proposal. Dr. Cavazzoni, do you agree that we can be doing more to ensure coordinated efforts within the agency to advance rare disease drug development? And can you elaborate on what additional actions FDA is committed to taking for this community that faces unique challenges in getting treatments to the patients, the treatments that the patients deserve?
Thank you for that important question. And we are very committed to do everything that we can to find more therapies for diseases. And there are thousands of rare diseases with a lot of unmet need. Right now, we actually, if we look at the new molecular entities that we have been approving, rare diseases represent about half of our new molecular entity approved. So we have made significant gains. And we are intending to continue to make gains thanks to the elements that are in the PDUFA 7 proposals that build upon what we have been doing in the current cycle. And some of the elements include this new rare disease endpoint pilot that allows us to sit down with manufacturers and work to identify endpoints that could be used to design clinical trials and to study drugs for rare diseases, understanding that many of these diseases don't have endpoints that can be studied. We also we're going to continue the patient-focused drug development program, which has been very successful with over 50 patient-focused drug development meetings. We will issue guidance on clinical outcome assessments and take this multi-pronged, exhaustive approach to continue to accelerate the delivery of therapies for rare diseases.
I don't know, the light keeps coming off. But anyway, you can hear me. As you know, around 95%, Doctor, I know you know this, 95% of the 7,000 known rare diseases have no FDA approval therapy, but affect millions of Americans nationwide. That's why I introduced the HR 1730, the Speedy Therapy Access Today Act, or the STAT Act, with my fellow co-chair of the Rare Disease Caucus, Representative Butterfield. This bipartisan legislation seeks to replicate the Center of Excellence model embraced by the FDA in the oncology space, and thus complement and build upon the existing cross-agency work focused on rare disease and providing a stronger inter-FDA organization for rare diseases. I'm hopeful, Doctor, we can get this included, Madam Chair, in the PDUFA process. So the next question is, again, for Dr. Cavazzoni. Considering the small patient populations and difficulties surrounding clinical trial programs for rare diseases, another program in the toolkit that can be particularly useful to the rare disease community is accelerated approval. Can you explain how this process has helped get drugs to treat rare diseases to market faster when there is no alternative treatment available?
Thank you for the question. So accelerated approval has been used largely for cancer drugs in anti-infectives and also some rare diseases. In order for us to be able to use accelerated approval, we need to have identified a surrogate marker that reasonably predicts the clinical benefit of the drug, so that particularly for diseases that are chronic and take a long time to progress, we can approve the drug earlier. Or we can also use an intermediate clinical endpoint. The problem with many rare diseases, in fact, the majority of the rare diseases, is that we have yet to identify the biological underpinning of the disease. And as a result of that, we have not identified those surrogate markers that would allow us to use accelerated approval. We're making gains, and we want to continue, obviously, to use accelerated approval and all our expedited pathways, but we need the science and the biology to also move as it has in oncology and cancer drugs.
Thank you, doctor. I appreciate it. I yield back, Madam Chair.
The gentleman